The following portion of the Arizona Daily Mix was sponsored by Arizona Myeloma Network.
Caregivers are a vital part of our cancer patient's life, and Barbara Cavanaugh with AZ Myeloma is here to tell us why and how you can support them. Good morning, Barbara. How are you?
Good morning to you too, Brad.
So it's always a pleasure to have you in here, especially what you do for our cancer patients and those who, of course, support cancer patients. That's the family member or a caretaker that sometimes they get forgotten when they concentrate on the cancer patient, but without them, the cancer patient can't take care of their needs. And that's why you have this program. It's so amazing. You just finished a seminar, and that went well?
Yes, and I think what's very important also is giving people an opportunity to come together who are dealing with a lot of the same issues and problems. And so we had a seminar, and it was called New Year, New Hope, because partly what I try to do is educate not only the cancer caregiver but the patient about what's happening in the science world. You know, we're very fortunate. We have some of the top research and scientists and medical communities here, but very often people don't know about them.
Yeah.
And having a chance to get together and be, you know, in the same space with people who have good information and like talking about, you know, how to deal with the cancer, how to recognize the cancer early. And I've been an advocate for my husband, but I've really been trying to help other cancer caregivers really feel comfortable about advocating for their own loved one.
Yeah.
Those three little words, as you know, it's not I love you, but it's you have cancer.
Right.
Truly change everybody's life and world.
Yeah. And that's why one thing that you do, as you just said, educate, because there's so much out there for people to get lost, confusing and stuff. And that's why coming to you and to where you're at, you're able to talk them through it, help them through, and help them ask the questions, because when you go to, you know, the doctor, that patient doesn't want to ask those questions because they might be a little embarrassed, or they
and
might.
what I do is
so take notes and yeah, which is so important. Another thing you're doing that's very important, that's you're advocating for, of course, cancer, which is something important, and that is the multi-cancer screening that you're really wanting to get past the legislation. Tell me a little about that.
Well, it's called Multiple Cancer Early Detection, MCED. You know, everything has initials these days. But what's really wonderful about it, and I'm really frustrated that it hasn't gotten, you know, passed already, is that people will then get earlier screening, which is always covered by Medicare, but not only that, it's often free. And what's important is for them to be aware of what MCED is, because a lot of initials.
They're out there.
Yeah, hello.
And what the reason why this is important is because, as you said, early detection will help a lot, saves lives. And it's something that we need to start thinking about and talking about. I know people don't want to talk about cancer. They're like, oh, I don't want to talk about that word. But we need to, because we're starting to see it earlier in some people.
Exactly.
And we're also starting to see that it is really taking a toll on the caregivers when they don't have that help out there. And that's why I love that when you come in and tell us. Remind people where they can find more information.
They can get more information on our website, www.cancercaregiversaz.com. And also they can get directly in contact with me at Barbara K at azmyelomanetwork.org. But I also want to mention, and just because we've known each other, I don't know how many years, but since we began, which I'm very appreciative of this station, helping raise awareness. And as you know, I recently lost my wonderful husband and partner, Jack Cavanaugh, who was very, very popular because he was a 33-year cancer survivor. And he did very well and unfortunately had an aneurysm. But I say that because I want people to realize there's so much hope and there's so much new out there now that's available, but it can be confusing. And so we also have an online program which is free. So when they go to the Cancer Caregivers AZ website, there's a place to register and also to be able to get our Cancer Caregiver program online for free. And we want you to have that because that way you have some of the tools you need. Because when I started out, I had no idea.
Yeah.
And now we can give you resources, and also you can be talking to other patients and caregivers, and that's important too.
It is.
Don't be afraid to tell other people and let them share with you.
I like it.
God bless.
Barbara, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you. Perfect.
The preceding portion of the Arizona Daily Mix was sponsored by Arizona Myeloma Network.